arched window.
Down the hook plate, a little further forward now. No side movement, no shoulder movement.
And he's speaking through the megaphone so they can hear him better.
Start to feel that boat tipping one way. Just make sure you're not lowering the hands to adjust for it. Keep all the hands at the same height. Right, this time, just touch it along. Row. And no seat moving, Malcolm, no shoulders. Just circling around the hook plate, a little further forward now. No side movement, no shoulder movement.
Hands on the oars, and we'll start rowing your boat. Come on. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 pom, 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 pom. And let's row a bit faster now. Come on. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 pom, 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 pom. And faster again. Come on. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 pom, 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 pom. One more time. Row, row, oh. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 pom, 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 pom. Oh, and slowing down. Oh, it's not easy, is it? Now it's time for the story. But before the story, what do? We look through the... No, we don't. We go... Look at the clock. Let's see what time it is. The long hand is pointing straight down, so it's 1/2 something. And the short hand is between the 10 and the next number. So it's 10:30 on the flower clock. Let's see what's underneath. One, two, 3 frogs. And one of them is nearly in a watering can.
The story today is called Harry and the Lady Next Door. Here's Harry. Harry was a white dog with black spots. He loved all his neighbours, all except one. He did not love the lady next door. There she is. That's the lady next door. The lady next door sang. La, 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 la. She sang high. La, 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 la. And loud. La, 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 la. When she sang, Harry's ears hurt. She sang higher. La, 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 la. The peanut man, there's the peanut man, put his hands over his ears. She sang louder. La, 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 la. The firemen put their hands over their ears. She sang higher. And louder. The cats ran away. Meow, meow, meow. Harry tried everything to make her stop. He howled under her window. His friends howled too. Oh, oh! But it did not do any good. The lady next door went on singing. She sang higher, la, 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 and louder, la, 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 la. One day, Harry's family gave a party. They invited the lady next door. She came with her music. When she started to sing, Harry almost bit her leg. But he bit the leg of the piano instead. The family sent Harry out of the room. "You're a bad dog," they said. Harry just wagged his tail. A few nights after that, the family took Harry to the park. They were going to hear the big brass band. They got to the park and sat down. The people were quiet. They waited for the music to begin. Instead, a man came out. "Good evening, friends," he said. "The band will not play tonight. Instead, we shall have a singing contest. And here are the ladies who will sing." At the end of the line was the lady next door. Harry took one look and ran off. He was almost out of the park when he heard something. Blillip, 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 blillip. It was low and beautiful. Harry stopped and listened. Blillip, blillip. He wished the lady next door would sing like this. Blillip. Then he saw where the sound was coming from. Blillip. It came from inside a watering can. Blillip. Suddenly, Harry had an idea. He took the handle of the can in his mouth. Then he ran away with it. When he got back to the bandstand, Harry walked quietly up the stairs. The lady next door was singing. Harry put the watering can on the floor behind her. Now, what's he up to, I wonder? Soon the lady sang a very high note. Then something happened. 2 frogs jumped out of the can. One jumped on the lady's head. The other jumped on her shoulder. The other ladies in the contest shrieked and ran from the stage. But the lady next door went on singing. She sang higher and louder than ever. When she finished her song, everyone shouted, "Hooray! Hooray!" The judges whispered together. And then one of them spoke.
"Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "the other ladies in the contest have all gone home. So the lady next door wins the singing contest. She wins first prize. It means she can study music in a far-off country for a very long time."
Everyone clapped and clapped. Harry barked and barked. He was the happiest of all. In the middle of all the fuss, the frogs hopped home. Blillip, blillip. Soon the time came for the lady next door to go away. Harry went to the ship with the family to see her off. Goodbye, goodbye, everyone shouted. Harry wagged his tail. The lady next door started to sing a goodbye song. Want a little bit softer now. Want a little bit softer now. Want a... Oh, that was noisy. We've got a noisy calendar in play school this week. Let's listen to what day it is. Today is...
Monday.
Monday. And there are some pictures around the calendar.
Pictures of things that make loud noises.
Oh. Here's the first one. A big ship. A bit like the one in the story. And a rooster. A car. And a fire engine.
We're going to play a game with this noisy calendar every day this week. Here is a cassette. I'll put it in the cassette player. There. Now, we'll listen to the sound, because there's a sound on the cassette. Listen to the sound and see if you can guess which of these things would make that sound. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Here we go. Here's the first one.
What do you think would make that sound? Is it the big ship? No. Is it the rooster? No, no. What about the car? No, no. Is it the fire engine? Yes.
Yes. Sound off.
Like that.
Next sound. See if you can guess this one. Take that one out. Next cassette. And what's this? Hear that better now?
What do you think that is? Is it the car? No, I don't think so. What about the rooster? No. Is it the big ship? Yes, the big ship with its foghorn blowing.
Yes, the big ship. Turn that one off. It's an interesting one.
It is.
Take that one out. And next one. See if you can guess what this one is.
Aha. Do you know what that is? Is it the car? Or is it the rooster? The rooster crowing, yes.
The rooster.
Another sound?
Another one. The last one. Here we go.
Ah. Do you know what that is? Is it the fire engine? Is it the big ship? No. Is it the rooster? No. Is it the car? Yes, the car horn.
Yes, the car. Let's do those sounds again. First, the fire engine.
Now the big ship.
Consumer items. The National Farmers Federation wants shoppers to boycott French products and has taken the extraordinary step of calling on the unions for help. They want workers to consider black banning French goods at the war. Union boycotts or not, Australian farmers are in for a long wait. It seems unlikely any trade talks will resume before the middle of next year. The French government is due to go to the polls in March and needs to keep the powerful farm lobby on side. Stephanie Kennedy, 10 Eyewitness News.
An historic first for two of the world's most ancient civilisations. After being neighbours for 2,000 years, China and Japan are forging warmer ties. In Beijing tonight, the welcome mat is out for Japanese Emperor Akihito.
Emperor Akihito stepped off his special aircraft to become the first Japanese monarch to set foot in China in 2,000 years of recorded contact between the two nations. Before leaving Tokyo, Akihito said he hoped his visit would promote greater Sino-Japanese friendship, a wish shared by the government here, which is hoping Akihito's presence will put the memories of World War II to rest and give a boost to an already flourishing economic relationship. But that's not so easy in a country where an estimated 10 million people died at the hands of Japanese soldiers in the 1930s and 40s. In opinion polls and a nationwide petition drive, many ordinary Chinese have expressed support for the demand that Akihito make a formal apology and offer to pay compensation. The government in Tokyo has already said that won't happen. The government here in Beijing, eager to have this visit, has also tried to play down the issue. Akihito will be speaking at a state banquet later in the day. He is expected to mention the past, perhaps even to express personal regret, but to stop far short of offering a formal apology.
When we come back, red faces over speed cameras, a change of course for Compass, and the Perot factor in the race for the White House.
But again, if you gave me $100 million, if you let me participate in 3 national debates and then exempted me from any criticism of my plan, I'd be doing pretty well too.
This week on Meet the Press, Prime Minister Paul Keating on the future of Australia. Current affairs with David Johnston and Meet the Press, Sunday on Capital.
There are no prizes for second. At the new Nissan, we're committed to bringing Australian motorists world-class technology that's second to none. We won't settle for anything less. And neither should you.
During October, something not very interesting is about to happen. We thought you might be interested to pay no interest. Interested? For those interested in a new bed, maybe a bedroom suite, a sofa bed, or maybe all of these. For the month of October, you'll get 12 months interest-free. That's right, no interest for 12 months. So if you're interested in something with no interest, like 12 months interest-free, go to Sleep Doctor. Don't pass go. Do not collect any interest. Sleep Doctor, Wollongong, Warrawong, Dapto, Mittagong, and now at Bateman's Bay.
How smooth is the finish of Taubman's Living Proof Silk with Teflon?
So smooth, in fact, that if I were a bit of dirt or grime, I'd probably slide right off without leaving a mark.
Time to paint. Time to Taubman's.
You can't run a business without the right tools. But even the best tools can be unreliable unless they're connected to the power of the world's most advanced mobile phone service. Telecom MobileNet, Australia's own.
How's the barbie?
I think they forgot to light it. They had these little furry fish raw.
Take a couple of coalies to wash them down.
Nah. Tossed up the warm wine.
No culture, some people.
I would have a barbie. Real food, real beer.
Yeah. Oh, you're a style master, Fatty.
So if anybody feels like a cold to his draft, come on over. I'll get back to you shortly.
How do you spell creamy?
Creamy?
P-R-A-I-S-E. Praise natural mayonnaise.
Nothing tastes
P-R-A-I-S-E.
creamier.
During October, we thought something with no interest may be interesting to some, like no interest on beds and furniture, 12 months interest-free. If your interest is not paying interest, go to the Sleep Doctor, Wollongong, Warrawong, Dapto, Mittagong, and now at Bateman's Bay.
Another gunshot fatality today.
Maybe we should think about handing in that old shotgun. You know, the one that's in the shed.
But it's not registered. Won't you get into trouble? I mean, they might fine us or something. The last thing we need are more bills right now. Can you read?
I suppose you're right. I mean, it's been in the shed for a while. Well, it hasn't caused any harm.
Right now, you can take advantage of a weapon amnesty and surrender any illegal weapon without fear of penalty or prosecution. So please surrender these weapons now, before it's too late.
South Australian police have taken speed cameras and slant radars out of service after a series of embarrassing errors. The final straw was an elderly woman's complaint that she'd been booked doing 118 kilometres an hour in bumper-to-bumper traffic. The manufacturer, AWA, now has to prove that its machines are accurate, but while they're off the road, South Australia loses about $50,000 a day in revenue.
There's a range of problems with radar, ranging from technical to managerial to operational to emotional to political.
New South Wales Police also use the same machines, but they say theirs are accurate. Overseas, he is not given any chance of winning the US presidential election, but independent candidate Ross Perot is making it impossible for President George Bush to catch up in the polls with Bill Clinton. And now Clinton is taking Perot seriously as well.
Clinton and Bush should worry. Perot's exposure in the debates and his saturation media campaign have dramatically improved his image in a very short period of time. In our poll, twice as many voters now like Perot as dislike him. They were 2-to-1 against him only a month ago. Perot is hurting Bush. 1 in 5 Republicans said they are backing Perot. But overall, Perot's support is soft. More than half his backers said they might switch by Election Day. Bush went after Perot today to try to reach those voters.
When they go into that booth, they're going to say, I'm not going to waste my vote. And it's a little more complicated than opening the hood, sticking your head in there and say, I'll fix it. I mean, it's a little more difficult in the real world. And he's got some good ideas, and he's got some nutty ideas.
Clinton has been riding high, but Perot could shake up the race enough to hurt him in key states. Perot could cost Clinton his lead in Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, New Jersey, and Colorado, while hurting Bush in Florida, Texas, North Carolina, and Georgia. Partly to defend against Perot's inroads in the West, Clinton campaigned in the West this week. And today he took a shot at Perot's tough economic plan.
And the person he hired says, if you do this right now, as weak as the economy is, it will drive unemployment up by over 400,000 for over 3 years. In 1995, unemployment will be higher than it is now. So when the American people look at it, I think they're going to vote for me.
Clinton said recently he thinks Perot is getting a free ride, a point repeated today by a top aide.
Again, if you gave me $100 million, if you let me participate in 3 national debates, and then exempted me from any criticism of my plan, I'd be doing pretty well, too.
A hostile reception for the Queen in Dresden, Germany. Some in the crowd chanted, "No forgiveness." Last May in England, Air Marshal Harris was remembered by a new memorial. Dresden, though, remembers the bombing in 1945, which claimed at least 35,000 lives. Queen Elizabeth has been hoping greater reconciliation would result from her 5-day visit to Germany. In business news tonight, Compass Airlines is reviewing its air route strategy in the light of planned moves by Qantas. Here with the details, BRW's Robert Gottliebson.
The Managing Director of Compass, Sam Coates, has a good memory. Sam knows very well that the ill-fated old Compass airline was finally broken by losses in flying to Perth. In the new Compass Enterprise plan, flights to Perth were delayed until next year, when hopefully the airline will be better established. But this week Qantas revealed that it was planning to fly domestic passengers, which would add a further 15,000 seats a week, or 4% to the number of seats available on Australian domestic routes. Sam realised he could be trapped, just like his predecessor Brian Gray. Competing against Qantas across Australia to Perth could cause another disaster to Compass. So Coates has changed his course and will now abandon the plan to fly Compass to Perth next year and concentrate on the eastern states, perhaps by going to Hobart or Canberra. He says that Compass is selling over 60% of its seats, which is better than was expected. Meanwhile, Boral reports that it's seeing signs of a pickup in parts of its business, although the commercial building sector will be in the doldrums for some time. The markets and Australian shares advanced again, with the All Ordinaries Index up 7 points, led by mineral stocks, BHP, CRA, MIM and Western Mining, plus ANZ Bank. There was strong buying support for Foster's Rights as the big Japanese brewer, Asahi, sold its entitlement. This is Robert Gottliebsen.
And in other finance, currency trading tonight sees the Aussie on 71.86 US cents, the pound Deutschmark's at 2.4565 and the Aussie dollar is on 44.4p. Gold in London's at $342.50 US an ounce, the FT100 marginally higher at 26.62. The Hang Seng finished the week down 66.5 points and the Nikkei up about 104 points. Now a profile of a remarkable man. He's one of Vietnam's master artists. While younger men seek commercial success, this painter concentrates on completing his life's work, unfussed about his lack of financial rewards.
At 77, he is the only official painter of probably the most famous uncle in modern history, Uncle Ho, or Ho Chi Minh. The watercolors, painted in drab military green and brown, chronicle the wartime years. Ho Chi Minh may have died 23 years ago, but through the eyes of an aging painter, the life and times of Uncle Ho live on. He has painted it all, from the heavily bombed Ho Chi Minh Trail to the time spent underground in the tunnels during the bombing campaigns.
Ho Chi Minh was loved by all the people in Vietnam. I would like to keep his memory alive for transfer to the next generation.
Most of the memories come from sketchbooks. This one from Dien Bien Phu in 1954 when the French were defeated. But in today's Vietnam, with the switch to a market economy, Van Sau's paintings of days gone by are not in demand at local art galleries. Artists in Vietnam are now painting with more vibrant colors to ensure commercial success. In this gallery, we couldn't find a single painting of Vietnam's former leader. There were landscapes and even a nude, but no Ho Chi Minh. But Nguyen Van Sau says he's not about to experiment with new subjects. While he shies away from being critical of the work of others, he obviously doesn't think much of the new art in Vietnam.
We always had people who want to get money, and they don't have very high ideals. Only a few people are couraged enough to follow their ideals.
That's not to say he hasn't sold any paintings. A year ago, a Canadian art dealer purchased 100 of his paintings for $13,000 US. Enough, he says, to keep him comfortable for the rest of his life and leave some money for his grandchildren.
Ahead, we didn't cheat at the cricket, a jury decides. And while the Tigers may be wrapped in bandages, the Magic aren't deceived.
We're going to go out tomorrow and just lay it all on the line and play as hard as we can.
It's an all-Melbourne final. The Southeast Melbourne Magic blitzed them and nothing could stop the Melbourne Tigers. Catch Game 1, the Grand Final Series, 8:30 Saturday night, live.
Take a different path. The new four-door V6 Pathfinder from Nissan. The new Nissan.
The Bedroom Factory have complete package deals from $7.99. Queen ensembles and waterbeds from $2.99. Buy direct from the factory plus all leading brands. The Bedroom Factory, Nowra, Mossvale, Warrawong and Dapto.
From the Bedroom Factory.
So, to sum up, we're talking cutting to lower the line bottom and get right back into the red. Excuse me. Yes?
Remind them that Telecom has made STD calls cheaper in real terms by an average of 32% in the last 5 years, and they're still dropping.
Thank you. Of course, with Telecom's 32% reduction on STD calls over the last 5 years, the projections are excellent.
Telecom STD, we're talking cost cutting.
Have you discovered cash converters? Come into the great showroom in Kira Street, Wollongong for sensational savings. Cash converters, buying and selling the best goods at the best prices. 177 Kira Street, Wollongong. Rush to Crown Hi-Fi, the specialist in home entertainment for quality hi-fi and video gear. They can create your own home theatre with ProLogic surround sound and will even deliver and install it for you. Crown Hi-Fi, Wollongong. Hurry into Waters for Walpamure white acrylic fence paint, 10 litres for $10. Plus bar stool in a terrific range of colours, just $49. Fantastic specials on now at Waters Furniture 1 and Mitre 10 Wollongong.
Jumping the Saturday, part of the Saturday today.
Take a look around, it's a real nice town.
Part of the Saturday.
In sport, 2 Test cricket umpires tonight were awarded $25,000 damages in court for defamation after suing a Sydney newspaper that headlined them cheats. Peter McConnell and Terry Prue won their case before a Supreme Court jury in Perth, arguing that the headline in the Telegraph Mirror had affected their reputations. It came during the Test series against India last summer. Batting legend Sunil Gavaskar had claimed India was playing 13, not 11 opponents. The newspaper heading its report, Aussie Cheats. Tonight, the jury found McConnell and Prue had been defamed. In basketball, the Melbourne Tigers will go into the Game 1 of the NBL Grand Final playoffs as underdogs after their final training sessions today. The Tigers' 3-gun players, Andrew Gaze, Leonard Copeland and Robert Sibley, all were carrying injuries on the eve of the match.
It was not the sight you'd want to see on the eve of the Grand Final playoffs if you're a Melbourne Tigers fan. Star Andrew Gaze hobbling up and down the court. Leonard Copeland was hitting the baskets all right, but wasn't free in his running action either. Well, Robert Sibley is also in trouble with a knee injury. All 3 will play on painkillers, and it's this fighting spirit evident against the Kings last weekend that coach Lindsay Gaze believes will pull his side through.
Well, I went away believing that we'd better win it in 2, because it's unlikely we're going to have the fitness or condition to survive 3.
The Magic was sharp, committed and fired up at training earlier today. Most played for the Eastside Spectres in last year's loss to Perth in the final and are desperate to make amends.
You know, it was really depressing seeing Perth Wildcats accept that trophy, although they were the better team on the night, and that hunger has been there ever since then.
Bruce Bolden knows what is expected in a grand final.
We're going to go out tomorrow and just lay it all on the line and play as hard as we can.
There you go. In rugby league, Australia today soaked up the atmosphere at Wembley Stadium on the eve of the World Cup against Great Britain. The match is being billed as the biggest in the game's history.
I reckon it is as well. I think that it's a big occasion for them. It's a World Cup final, and they took us to the wire in the last 2 Ashes series, so it's a very important game for them. It's a very important game for us as well.
Great Britain have made a late change with fullback Graham Stedman replaced by Joe Lydon. The Australian rugby union team is going to be hoping for a return to form on Sunday when they meet Ulster in Ireland. And across the Channel, France have made 4 changes to their side for the second test against South Africa at Des Princes in Paris. The Springboks have named an unchanged lineup and they're confident of maintaining their unbeaten record on French soil. And you can catch all the action of the South Africa-France test live and exclusive here on Network 10, 11:30 tomorrow night. Top New Zealand trainer John Wheeler says only 3 horses can win tomorrow's Cox Plate. His own galloper, Rough Habit, the favourite Naturalism, and the 3-year-old Coronation Day. Wheeler's looking for a change of luck after narrowly being beaten in last Saturday's Caulfield Cup.
Only centimetres separated them in the Caulfield Cup.
Viander Cross just in front, Viander Cross the outside, they hit it, bobbing finish, very tight, Viander Cross maybe from mannerism, nothing in it. And
tomorrow, trainers Lee Friedman and John Wheeler renew their rivalry.
It's a race for champions, it's a race for the best horse, and I really can only see 2 horses, maybe you can make a case for 3, the 3-year-old.
Wheeler has the 12-to-1 chance Rough Habit, and Friedman 3 runners, including the favourite Naturalism.
He's a good pressure horse. He's responded under pressure all the time and had some great battles with John's horse in Sydney and responded well under pressure.
The best back runner today was the Max Lees trained Coronation Day, firming from 4-to-1 to 13-to-4.
If it was running in Sydney, I would be confident. But on this track here, going this way of going, you know, I think the horse will give a very good account of himself, but he has got to prove it yet.
Bart Cummings is smiling. The warm weather and dry track giving his champion mare Let's Elope a great chance. Cummings also has the 3-year-old Muirfield Village.
Greg Charles rode him on Thursday morning and he said that whatever
Wherever he finishes, it'll be in a place if he doesn't win. So he's riding Let's Elope, so you can work it out from there.
Mike Tancred, 10 Eyewitness News.
Coming up, we have the weekend weather outlook and the red that stopped them in their racks at the Adelaide Wine Show.
It's very rich, with a lifted nose, showing a lot of mulberry and blackberry aromas, with some nice French oak on top.
Sunday on Capital. The gods must be crazy.
You must communicate. You must talk. Talk to your friends, your wives, your children, and above all, you must talk to your parents. Could you excuse me now for just a minute? Hello?
Reverend, on Sundays, anyone can call Telecom STD anywhere in Australia from home for just $1 for 5 minutes. Call your mum.
Just talk amongst yourselves there. Mummy, it's me.
We're talking $1 for 5 minutes on Sundays.
Waterbeds. If you want to sleep in luxurious comfort, buy the new waveless waterbed mattress. If you want to save money, Sabrina Leslie has 35 waterbeds on display. All are reduced. Have a look. Waterbeds are value for money at Sabrina Leslie.
Whoops, a different shaped ball to the one I'm used to. Now, to have the score in your favour, please consider one of the great Mitsubishi range. The new V6 Verada is the vehicle with money value right now. In both sedan and wagon, here at Ron Bratton, our stock level has peaked. So now is the chance for you to get an unbeatable deal on your new V6 Verada. For that deal to suit you, it's Ron Bratton Mitsubishi, Flinders Street, Wollongong, Illawarra's #1 Mitsubishi dealer. Hulk, you ripper! Support Ron Bratton as he supports the Hawks.
Life in the city, part of the city today.
Look around, it's a real nice town.
Have you discovered Cash Converters? Coming to the great showroom in Kira Street, Wollongong for sensational savings. Cash Converters, buying and selling the best goods at the best prices. 177 Kira Street, Wollongong. Rush to Crown Hi-Fi, the specialist in home entertainment for quality hi-fi and video gear. They can create your own home theatre with ProLogic surround sound and will even deliver and install it for you. Crown Hi-Fi, Wollongong. Hurry into Waters for Walpamure white acrylic fence paint, 10 litres for $10. Plus bar stools in a terrific range of colours, just $49. Fantastic specials on now at Waters Furniture 1 and Mitre 10 Wollongong.
Shop in the city, part of the city today.
Take a look around, it's a real nice town.
Part of the city.
How smooth is the finish of Taubman's Living Proof Silk with Teflon?
So smooth, in fact, that if I were a bit of dirt or grime, I'd probably slide right off without leaving a mark.
Time to paint. Time to Taubman's.
A battle for the spotlight.
He's so gorgeous.
When a big-time TV star comes to town.
Yeah, jealous, Goog.
Doogie Howser, Saturday on Capital.
Taking a look at the weather around the country today, it was fine in all capital cities with temperatures in the low to mid-20s, as you can see there. Canberra, low of 1 degree though, wow. The satellite picture shows some cloud in the Bight and that will cross the coast and bring rain to the southern states by the end of the weekend. The synoptic chart for tomorrow shows a dominant high moving northeast. Conditions will become unsettled in the south with the approach of the next trough, bringing showers and possibly some thunderstorm activity to Sydney. A fine and warmer start to the weekend, though, in all capital cities. There you are, Melbourne and Adelaide the best. Fine and 28, Brisbane 26, Perth 24. Canberra will also become unsettled on Monday. Showers in Melbourne. If you're looking for a red for the Barbie this weekend or next, you may like to know that South Australia's Coonawarra region has retained its reputation as one of Australia's best producers of red wine. A 1988 Cabernet Sauvignon from Wynn's Winery has taken the top honours at this year's Adelaide Wine Show.
For 4 days, judges have sampled almost 2,000 entries from a record 208 wineries. And today, the big guns of Australia's wine industry gathered to hear the verdict. The prestigious Adelaide Trophy for the best red has gone to Wynn's John Raddock 1988 Coonawarra Cabernet Sauvignon. Why? Well, in the industry's lingo, it's because
it's very rich, with a lifted nose, showing a lot of mulberry and blackberry aromas, with some nice French oak on top.
It's $32 a bottle, and Mr Bissell recommends you put it away for another 6 years. Other winners included Western Australia's Horton Wines for the best table white. For the first time in its 140-year history, the Adelaide Wine Show included consumer classes. Wines were judged in 2 price categories, below and above $10, to make the awards more relevant to consumers. If you're after a cheaper quality wine, the judge's choice in whites is Krondorf's Barossa Valley Rhine Riesling, and in reds, the 1990 Hardy's collection.